Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of the Dungeons & Dragons Drizzt and Guenhwyvar action figure set. So this is something that was released by Hasbro, and I think it was called Hasbro Pulse or Hasbro Plus, sort of like an online thing. This was actually very generously sent to me by a viewer, so I just want to take a moment to just say, once again, thank you very much, Brian. It means the world to me whenever someone offers to send something, and it's hard to express. I guess I never feel like I deserve it, but I really do appreciate it, and I can assure you that this will have a very, very good home going forward. So thank you once again for sending this. It's hard to, like I said, it's hard to explain how much it really means to me. But this is just an amazing looking package, amazing looking figure. So we're just going to sort of dive right into it and get to the unboxing here. So first of all, we'll just take a look at the outside packaging. So this has sort of the artwork. It looks very much like from the Devil's Due comic series where they were adapting the early novels. It could be from a different thing as well. I'm a little out of touch with some of the comics throughout the last 20 years or so. Yeah, this looks very much like that, and I have a bunch of the graphic novels, like where they compiled them together. Just really, really cool stuff. I love the artwork on it. I love the style, and just, yeah, super cool. You got like the silver sort of inlaid art, looks like Menzo Berenzin. You got like the spiders and the symbol for like Gwen there as well. It's really, really cool stuff. On the back, it's kind of hard to get it all properly on camera just with the lighting, but you do have what looks like a scene of Drizzt and Gwen fighting probably Icing Death, the white dragon that they encounter in one of the earlier novels there. So really, really cool stuff. So that's the outside of the packaging, however. So this is just a sleeve that slides off. And then here we have the preview window of the figure with everything that it comes with. We'll get back to that in a moment. And here, the same scene from the back of the slip cover there, but it's in full color, so it's a lot easier to see what we have. So again, really awesome stuff. Comes with some pretty cool options and accessories as well. So we have what looks like the medallion, a couple different hands that we can use for Drizzt, as well as a completely different head if you wanted to have a different facial expression, for example. So we got one that's kind of angry looking and one that's kind of more of a smirk. We've got some, looks like magical aura for it to be sort of coming off, radiating off the swords. Then we have Gwen, as well as the figurine of Wondrous Power. So really, really cool stuff. So let's just go ahead and see if I can get this open. All right, so here's everything taken out of the package. Sorry if it's a bit of an abrupt cut. There was a little bit of problems, or I wasn't quite happy with the way that it initially turned out as I was trying to get everything sorted. So I just want to sort of reshoot that part of it. So like I said, it's a little bit of a jump, but just to show basically the back of the packaging, or the inside of the packaging, just has this what looks like a scene from one of the Icewind Dale, one of the 10 town locations. You can see like Kelvin's Cairn on the background, or the mountain that the Battlehammer dwarves were in, where like Drizzt was sort of watching over 10 towns in some of the stories. So again, it's really cool artwork there. So that's really neat. And here we have all the pieces out. I put some things, put some things together, like for Gwen, her tail, for example, was a separate piece, so I just sort of put it in there. And yeah, this is a really cool looking figure. You can sort of twist it around. It's got a few different points of articulation, way more than I'm ever used to, because the last time I really had any sort of like new action figure type thing, it was in the 90s, where you could, like, the arm would go up and down and the leg might twist out, and that was pretty much it. The head might swivel, but that was just about it. So yeah, it's really kind of cool to see just the different ways that you can pose Gwen. So you can turn her neck, you can turn her head independently of like the way that the neck goes. The upper torso can sort of twist, and you can even pose like the legs and everything. So again, just really, really cool stuff. You can open the mouth, which is the way that I would have it, because it just looks really, really cool that way. But yeah, just awesome stuff. We've got our oversized D20 which comes in here. It is the same design as the Rime of the Frost Maiden Icewind Dale dice set that came out alongside of the latest adventure. And it's actually really cool because the official dice set didn't have the oversized D20. This is the other one, so you can sort of see them side by side. Which, you know, I know there's people that don't really care for the oversized dice. I never thought I would be someone who did, but ever since I got a set that had them, I have to admit I've been using them quite a bit. So this is actually going in the dice bag. At first I thought I was just going to put everything back into the plastic tray that it comes in, but it was such a struggle to get Drizzt out in particular that I'm not sure I want to put it back in at this point in time, so I might try to find a way to pose it on my shelf. We'll sort of see how that goes. We just have some extra pieces here as well. So we got the Guenhwyvar figurine of Wondrous Power, which is just like polished black, which looks really cool. We have the extra Drizzt head, which has sort of the like the cocky sort of like, you know, smirk face, which is really cool, but I prefer the one that's already on there, so I'll probably keep that one off. We've got the medallion or the amulet, whatever it is. I think it's like supposed to represent like the holy symbol of Myliki, which is the god that Drizzt follows, which is really cool. But I'm probably just, like I said, probably just going to leave it off for now. We also have a couple of extra hands. So one is in a fist, the other is just sort of open. So you can change the hands if you want him to have like a sword in one hand and then reaching out with the other hand. I don't know if the Guenhwyvar might fit in the open hand as well. Let me just try that. Okay, so yeah, you might be able to have him holding up the figurine of Wondrous Power if you wanted to do that. So you can sort of do things like that and then just have the fist, or the hands that come with it are the ones that you can actually put the swords in, which is what I've done here. So it's really cool looking. It's got the sheaths on the sides, and you can actually put the swords in the sheaths, which is really neat. The cloak here is apparently like some sort of vinyl, so it is flexible and it's a separate piece that you can remove. All you have to do is take the Drizzt head off, and you can just pop it off, and then if you wanted to put the medallion on, you could put the cloak right back on and change the heads and do all that kind of cool stuff. So we've got that, and then we've also got these what looks like magical auras that are sort of coming off of the blades, so you can just sort of slide them onto the swords like so. And they do look really kind of cool. I'm not sure I would have them on both though, just because the sword. So the two swords, the two scimitars, are Twinkle and Icing Death. So Twinkle is like this defending sword, which it did get changed in the later books. It was mixed with a different sword that sort of had like drow venom naturally sort of built into it. So it would, if you were cut with it, it would make you like sluggish and tired and sleepy. I forget the name of the new sword, unfortunately. But Icing Death is like an actual frost weapon, so it's actually would have the trail of like cold energy coming off of it. So I'd probably keep it on that one and take it off of the other sword. But I don't know. I mean, they do both look kind of cool on there as well. So it's hard to say. The one thing that I will say is that I've been having difficulty getting it to balance. It might just be a matter of like posing it in such a way that it distributes the weight a little bit better. But you can actually put it on a figure stand. It doesn't include one, but there's all kinds of companies that sell them. I don't think they cost very much. So I'll probably invest in one of those in the very near future, and I'll just put it on the base and just sort of have it set up on my shelf. So really, really cool looking figure. The other thing that came with it that I wasn't really expecting, and I'm not quite sure what these are for, but it comes with these just like, you know, paper cards that have different creatures on them. So we got what looks like, you know, well, it doesn't look like. It is a white dragon, but it's probably meant to be like Icing Death. And there's writing in the back as well, which is, I suspect, like Elvish or Drow. And I'm sure you can easily translate these if you wanted to. I'm not too interested in doing that right now. But if I have a day where I'm kind of bored or there's nothing else going on, I might actually try to do that and see what's on those. This guy here is the only one I don't really immediately know what it is. It is cool looking. It's probably some sort of like demon or something. But it, really cool design anyway. And then we got just the stuff in the back. We got some goblins, a gnoll, a frost giant, and then my favorite one would have to be this beholder. I just love the design of it. Just looks really, really cool. So yeah, really like that. That's the one I'll probably keep on front. But yeah, so there we go. So that was the Drizzt and Guenhwyvar action figure set. Really, really awesome stuff. I mean, like I said, it's so interesting for me to see the kind of stuff that they're doing now with figures versus when I was a child or when I was in my youth. Just like how sort of things have changed and how cool things are. Like having the sheaths that you could put the swords into was cool. Having the, as a kid, if you pulled a part off of a figure, it probably wasn't going back on. So it's just really cool to have like the changeable pieces, and I might mess around with them at some point. But for now, I kind of like the ones that they went with for the figures. So yeah, really awesome stuff. So thank you once again, Brian, for sending this to me. It really does mean a lot to me. It's always hard to sort of explain that, and I never feel like I deserve any of this stuff. I don't ask for it, like I don't fish for it, and I don't try to get people to do this sort of thing, but it really does mean a lot to me when someone does make the offer. And I will, like I said, I'll give these a very good home and they will be cherished forever and ever, because one of my favorite characters and just really cool stuff. It's going to go right on my RPG shelf immediately after I'm done recording this video. So thank you very much for sending that, and I hope you guys enjoyed just taking a look at what's included here. Let me know in the comments below if you have this set as well, and what you've done, how you've posed it, sort of what pieces you may have changed. If you have, do you have the magical auras on the swords or not? Do you have the sword sheathed? Did you change the head or the hands? Or just let me know. All that stuff in the comments below. And if you are a big time Drizzt fan, which I hope you are, what's one of your favorite stories? For me, I actually really like the Sellswords trilogy, which didn't involve Drizzt, but involved characters within that storyline, and it was really, really well done. The Transitions series as well was again really a really amazing sort of journey, I guess you could say. With like the deaths or the ends of some of the characters because the timeline was shifting a century. So yeah, just really, really awesome stuff. So let me know what some of your favorite Drizzt stories are, or what you're doing with the figures if you have them, because I always love to hear people's feedback. So thank you all once again for taking the time to watch this, and thank you again to Brian for sending this. It means a lot. And I will see you all next time. Take care.